Yeah. Hello and welcome to this Warno 1v1 game played between Captain Scout on 101st Airborne. I'm pretty sure he only plays this div. At least the only times I've seen him he's been on this div. I might be confusing him with somebody else. And he's going up against Uragan Enjoyer, playing 9th, which does not get a Uragan. So we'll cover the deck reviews and then we'll cover the deployments. So this is the deck review for Uragan Enjoyer and we'll go through it tab by tab. To start with, he is playing 9th, not 7th, and I've noticed here a crucial mistake not bringing your best tool. This thing is absolutely absurd. It is really broken. You do not use it against infantry and buildings because it will do 0. You use it against anything in the open, anything in the forest. Doesn't matter what it is, it's going to die. So, really easy way to put that in. There you go. Doesn't change the rest of your deck. For the rest of it, 3 cards of supply, yeah, to keep this fired. Great. CV, you know, that's all normal. The wheeled one, you can pay 5 points more for 2 more armor, which is probably not worth it because it's also 20 kilometers an hour slower. Infantry tab, so few problems here. For starters, yeah, bring the BMP2s by all means. Very strong, but I prefer to bring them at 1 vet. The thing is, there's no final slot of infantry here. You don't get the Conkers, so you're forced to bring the diverse one. Pioneer Flam versus regular Pioneer. It's up to you which you prefer. Pioneer Flam, you lose 2 availability, right? So I'd prefer regular. Well, I don't know. Pioneer Flam is good, to tell you the truth, so it makes sense. And then 2 cards of Grenade Launchers. Grenade Launchers are pretty powerful right now, so I can understand bringing those. The thing is, missing this last infantry slot is really bad. I haven't seen the game yet, but this is one of the most cost-efficient cards in the game, right? 10 of these in the BMP1 is crazy. I don't understand why the availability is 10, when for basically every other line infantry in the game, it's not 10. So why is it 10 here? Doesn't make any sense to me. Like, look, this is 9. Why is this 10? So, yeah, pretty cool card, but where do we fit it in? So he talks about the arty tab, the tank tab, so he's bringing all the tanks. He's bringing this one at the lowest vet to spam 2,800 meter range ATGMs. Well, if you're going to do that, do you really need to spam 10 2,800 meter range ATGMs? Do you really need this if you're doing this, right? I don't really think so. Maybe it works for you, whatever. But then you've got 9 T72 MUV2s, and then 6 T72 M1s, and 2, 4, 5 CVs, 6, 7, 8 here. So, really, I mean, this is the better one. It can survive a 30 AP missile from the front, and this one can't. So I'd be down vetting this, and get rid of one of these. That gives you 2 points. Recon tab. Ah, yeah, so there's something missing here as well. So you've got all these tanks. How are you going to make them see? You've got Recon Helo. It's useful. You've got some Recon Infantry. They can't keep up with the tanks. And you've got the Avclear BMP1, but it's only got good optics. What you need is this thing, the BRM one, which has exceptional optics. So we've got to find some points here somewhere. AA tab. You don't need 6 cubs. So there you go. We're now down there on 4. And you can bring the extra infantry, or you can bring this thing so your tanks can actually see. I definitely recommend this thing. Helo tab, this is fair enough, just some helicopters. The slots get quite expensive. Air tab, so 4 fighters, an AT and a HE, that's fair enough, right? So here, you could feasibly get rid of the Recon Helo so that you can get your final infantry slot, which I do think is very important. Otherwise, yeah, you would have to leave these at no vet. The other thing here is you could get rid of a tank. Like, this is kind of useful, and this is pretty good as well. But do you really need, 2 more or 3 more moves? I also don't understand why this one comes at higher availability despite basically being the same thing but with 1 less armor, which is crucial, but Yeah, bit of a weird one. Not quite sure about that at all. So yeah, that's one way of doing it. The other thing is you can get rid of Recon Helo, and then all of a sudden you can afford your 10 more Mott Shots. But we'll see how he goes for infantry during the game. Switching to his opponent's deployment, we got Captain Scout playing as 101st Airborne. I've seen this guy around a bit. Tab by tab, so 3 cards of supply, including the 20 Chinooks. You get 20 Chinooks in a card. This is silly. They need to fix this. This just shouldn't be coming in the Chinook. You can get 20 Chinooks for 1,400 points. Just spam them out all over the place. It's very silly. Inf tab, so this div doesn't get grenade launchers. Grenade launchers are all the rage these days. Between these two, I used to recommend the 50 cal, but now that this has 4 HP, it's one of the most HP cost-effective cards in the game, so I no longer recommend this at all. I would be getting rid of this and bring in 8 of these at 2 vet. I think it's a much better bar. It's literally half the price for the same number of men. The capability you get from the 50 cal, I mean, really, it shouldn't cost 35 points. You already lose a rank of veterancy for the same availability. It should be 30. Or this should be 20. I'm actually starting to think this should be 20. It's very, very cost effective. It's a bit silly, really. Anyway, Fire Team 84, 5 men at 2 vet. Okay. Arrow Rifles Dragon, 9 men, and he's bringing it in a Humvee. Got the Engineer in the Humvee. Tow 2 in Blackhawks, Air Rifles Dragon, and then... Okay, so Green Braves Leader, so 2, 4, 6, 8. Do you need 8 CVs? Would you not rather have some more infantry? It's up to you. I mean, 6 is probably not enough CVs, so I can understand it, really. Air Rifles Dragons are pretty cool, as are Air Rifles AT4. You only get 1 card of each, but yeah, I understand bringing these at 2 vet because they're... I mean, well, this isn't that expensive, actually, but this one is. And then these guys, so because they're special forces, they benefit more from increased veterancy. So like you see this is 16% accuracy, whereas this is 15, and so on. It's not a big difference, but basically you might as well up-vet it. You only lose 1 availability, and the unit gets a lot better. RT tab, so yeah, mortars for smoke, and 155. Yeah, that's fair enough, really. Between this one and this one, you know, this has the same range, apparently. Okay, well, yeah, you should bring in the 81mm if it's just for smoke. Alternatively, you can try and bring this so you can shoot smoke from the back of the map. I don't really think it's a good idea. Tank tab, so... Meep Abrams. So this tab, you're sort of stuck for choice. I mean, bringing them at Novet is really rough. I would just never, ever bring tanks at Novet until they do something about the stress recovery. It's just too low. Too low. Like, I look... 0.6, 1.9 is literally 3 times higher stress recovery. So I'd be bringing it at 1 vet. And then you need the Humvee tow too, and the Mule Eye tow. Maybe you need it. I mean, do you? Maybe you do. But you've got 6 tows here, plus another 5, that's 11. Do you need this? Or could you get rid of it and bring 2 more tanks? It's up to you. Sniper, yeah. And then Delta Force. So Delta Force are really, really good, mainly because they come in the Delta Force Humvee, which he has brought. This thing has the Special Forces trait, which means that it actually goes faster than it says. It actually goes at 120 instead of 100. It just lies about that on the stat card. Just putting my lamp on there. Aero Scouts GSR, yes, I mean, it's a chunky squad. And then this thing for Hellfires and this thing for Vision. I don't know. I mean, you could get rid of this and get 4 more Delta Force. And Delta Force are a really good unit. Especially because they've got the max range sniper. And, you know, they've got special forces and everything. It's really strong. It's up to you. I mean, this can be good. It dies easy, though. 4 HP. Dies really easy. But if you can put one out at the start and you can really mess up a lot of people's deployments. It's not cheap. But you can start hitting their vehicles on the road, and if they haven't bought a plane, you can really mess them up with those Hellfires. AA, so Aero Stingers, some in Blackhawks wouldn't be doing this. Basically, this division really, really, really suffers from a lack of direct fire support. This is your best direct fire support. So I'd be bringing the 2 cards of Stingers, but I'd be bringing them both in the mules, because you need these mules to shoot people. Otherwise, you've just got no fire support except the 6 tanks, right? No direct fire support. Alternatively, you can bring your Delta in the AGL thing, but then you lose the 20 km/h speed boost, which you really do need at the start. It's very, very useful. And then your actual fire support is all helicopters, which is hard to do properly. I mean, it can work. So yeah, little birds. I mean, special force, little birds. Yeah, the DAP. People really like the DAP. I find it hard to use properly. This special forces unit doesn't go faster. It's only for ground-based things. And then yeah, Apache ATAS. I prefer the Apache ATAS to the regular one, but yeah, whatever. And then like no Cobras. Like this has pretty big payload. I mean, these die in one hit, but you can basically get 2 of them for the price of this almost, and the availability is twice as high. And they carry like half the they carry a quarter of the rockets. I really don't like these. They just die so easily. You got to get in gun range to use the guns, and then you die because the enemy has an autocannon and it kills you. So I'd prefer to just bring the hogs, but I mean, whatever works for you. Air tab, so the 2 Eagle cards makes a lot of sense, but you need at least 1 bomber somewhere. You got to fit 1 bomber in somehow. Question is how. You could get rid of this. You could get rid of these 3 snipers. You could... I don't know. Maybe get rid of a card of supply. Why do you need 3 cards of supply when you're running this division, which doesn't have a lot of artillery and doesn't have a lot of tanks? Are you going through 3 cards of supply? Like, you need the supply to heal your tanks and to resupply your arty spam, but you're not doing that. So you could I mean, this is obviously the meme Chinooks thing, so I'd be tempted to get rid of the Helo. Then that gives you 2 points, and then you can get your bomber, because going into battle without a bomber is very, very difficult. Sometimes the enemy breaks through, and the Helo will take too long, or the Helo can't get there. And the bomber is just very, very useful. 175 points for this bomber, it's really not bad. Anyways, I'll see you in the game. Right, so with that out of the way, we're on Vertigo today. Blue's on the good side. It's the good side because Boris is way easier to defend than Anna. You can also put something here, shoots guys down this road. You can put something here, shoots guys down this road. Red does not have that advantage. Red's only advantage is if they take mid, they can put somebody here and shoot down this road. Also, let's say blue takes this, can shoot this road. Red takes this, reinforcements can still get in, right? So yeah, pretty imbalanced map. Looking at the deployments, Captain Scout here with the Delta Force in the Delta Force Humvee. As you'll know from the deck review, which you didn't skip, the Special Forces trait makes this go at 120, not 100. So he is going to get there first. 9th, of course, isn't 7th, doesn't have the Special Aufklärer, so he was going to get there first anyway. He's also got Delta Force going for mid, but he's given it the wrong order, so it's not going to unload when it gets... Oh, no, hang on. Yeah, he has given it the right order. He's given it an attack move followed by an unload, which I believe... Well, I don't know, whatever. I think this just moves. I don't think this is attack move, so maybe there's some sort of super strat there that I don't know about. Kiowa coming out to try and shoot Hellfires down the road. As we spoke about in the deck review, this can be useful at the start, especially if the enemy doesn't open ASF. Although if you're not opening ASF into 101st Airborne, I don't know what to tell you. That's not a good idea. So Aero Scout's going to drop over here, and then he's going to bring the Chinook back. Chinook's not got sell on it, so he's not going to sell it. Does he have auto cells switched off? Yeah, he does. He seems to have auto cells switched off by default. I don't recommend that. We've got some supply. Aero Fire Team 84. It's quite an aggressive deployment there. Humvee Tow 2 going to here. Can also shoot down this road. Typically, you'd want to get this over here. Take it down the back roads, get it to here. But whatever, here can work. There might be somebody here, right? And then 2 Aero Stingers in the mules for the fire support, as we spoke about, and also the AA. Then, so mid's being backed up by a 50 cal. We spoke about this. These are no longer worth it. Just bring the 30 cows and the tow 2. And he's actually sending nobody to Dimitri or center. Nobody at all. I don't agree with that. You should always send one person. I kind of get the feeling he's open plane or something, because there's not actually a whole lot of units here. Switching to his opponent's deployment, we've got Urigan Enjoyer here. And he is going hard on the left. So, I've spoken about this in quite a lot of my videos. If you're on the red side, it is the weaker side. Pushing Boris is basically impossible at the start. Because the enemy, like, let's say you've got to take this, you've got to take this, and the enemy will be set up here. If you manage to do both of these things by smoke or whatever, you got to deal with this house with the Totu in it. Although he's not sent that there. He's just got Kiowa instead for the same thing, and a Humvee Totu for the same thing. If you do all that, you got to sort this, you got to sort this, you got to sort this, and then let's say you finally get in here, they just fall back into here. And all this time they're shooting you from these hills. They're just reversing into the forest. And then you've expended so much to take this zone that usually they just push you right out. So very, very frustrating zone layout. Because let's say you're on blue's side, you take Anna. It's very difficult for red to get back in, except to come over here and come over here. So what's the solution? The solution is hold Anna and go for center. If you're against like a mobile div and you're a slow tanky div, you just need to make it so you're not ticking. So you don't worry about Dimitri too much. Go for center and hold Anna. Looks like Urigan Enjoyer has sort of got the memo. So must watch Hippie YouTube videos. This is unloading a bit close, really. It's got 5k range, and you want good dispersal on that smoke. So I would unload it here. And then you can smoke up to here. Because, yeah, you're not actually going to be able to smoke this, I think. That would be minimum ranged, I'm not sure. Or it would be a really tight dispersion circle. Igla, grenade launcher, third Igla, diverse individual, 2 Recon, and a Pioneer Flam, and a BMP2. So quite, I mean, lots of people, but no tanks. Which is fair enough, because he's not got a lot of, he's not got cubs or anything yet. Over here I mean, he's sending them over to here, but they're on the wrong road. If you want to do that, he's taken the slow way here. These should be on this road. It's faster, I believe. Although, actually, he probably knows about this house, which shoots you. So maybe this makes more sense. I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. So yeah, he's going in with some more Iglas, 30 cal, another BMP2 and a Pioneer Flam, 2 urns, and a diverse warrior and a CV, which is going to get to here, and then he's going to have ATGM problems. So let's cast the game from this perspective. Right, so they're off, and it's time for me to thank the generous channel joiners, generously generating the channel. They get their names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos. Looks like Captain Scout did open with an Eagle here to protect his Kiowa, and no ASFs for Red 4 for now. The Kiowa is really going to mess things up over here, and these urns probably not going to live very long against that Eagle. MI2 is the first target there. The urns are more important. I mean, if they get to this Kiowa, it's bad news. You see he's already pathed the Delta back. This thing does not have anti-helo, so the F15 coming back around here. Although if these come too far forwards, they're going to get smacked by the Stingers. And yeah, the Eagle's probably going to clean one up there. They've only got 4 HP. Quite expensive at 60 points. It's mainly because of the auto cannon. The rockets, dumbfire rockets, aren't really very good right now. So, bit of a waste there for Urigan Enjoyer. Probably should have just backed. He wasn't ever really going to achieve much there. I do wonder if he saw this land. He may have done. I mean, he had the urns here, which should have seen it land, but I don't know if he was paying enough attention. So, Delta Force coming in now. CV's got to be careful. Drives out the zone, but drives back in and caps it. So the Delta Force end up taking that, and they've taken mid, but he's left all of this here. All of this is unloaded, but they're not going in because they probably assumed that there would be a unit here. Just any unit, 1 Delta Force. And to be honest, there really should be 1 Delta Force here. But yeah, it looks like Blue's going to go for Anna. Anna not particularly well defended, but Blue, having bought 2 Eagles, you know, it's 2 minutes more than 2 minutes income there. They're going to struggle, but Red's got to hurry up. He's not got time here. The Delta Force, I don't know, they'll struggle to take ground, to be honest, especially against the grenade launchers. The main problem he's got here is that I don't think he can see this unit. And the BMP-2 is in a good position to get some... I mean, he's got to move it forwards a little bit now, but... Jurgen, he's got to be careful with his units here. But imagine if Captain Scout had that bomber in his deck. You know, from the deck review that he didn't skip. You'd know that this player has not brought a single bomber. And so, oh, probably going to lose that CV. No, it's going for the SPW. And so, if Blue had a bomber here, he could just hit this and be in there. But he can't. This BMP-2 is crucial to the defense of this zone. If he loses this, he loses this zone. It really is that simple. Because look, this can kill all that, but you know, he's got to be careful about that toe too. Once this smoke fades, it's going to be... See, look. And it'll kill the mule next. Mule's being used as fire support, and then it'll kill the next mule. One BMP-2 getting a lot of value there. Huge amount of value there. And... yeah, the Toe 2 powerless to stop it. If it was in this building, it still wouldn't be able to. So very well microed there from Jurgen and Joy. We check back over here. He's pushing in. He's got the mortar for smoke and so on. But there was actually nobody here. So he's brought up the cub and so on. I mean, he seems to have just given up on this zone. All his reinforcements are going on the left, including 2 CV, 3 C... That's very strange. He's bought 3 CVs for the left side. I don't know how much attention he's paying there. Just keeps buying CVs. You only need 1. And he's neglected to bring any reinforcements here. This is in a really good spot. It's got the ground surveillance radar, hence GSR, which means it's got exceptional optics, so it sees pretty far. Well, I mean, it's bothered by the same LOS tools as everybody else, but I'm pretty sure Blue can see this CV. The LOS tool seems to imply it is so. It's just if I press escape and switch to the vision of Blue, you'll see how long is left in the game. And I'll see how long is left in the game, and that spoils the game, which is why I don't do it. But I really don't understand why Red hasn't reinforced this. He just needs like 1 tank, 1 more BMP-2. You know, a cub would be useful. He doesn't know about this yet, but yeah, the Humvee tow, once this gets around here, it's going to be very difficult. He really needs to reinforce this. He's in danger of losing it. And in the meantime, yeah, so he's got to here. He's really got to go for the next one now. He's taking too long. As for Blue, imagine if he just had, like, because remember what we said, Delta Force get there faster than anybody else. Imagine if he put a Delta in here at the start. Right, what was he afraid of? He had the Eagle in case there was a helicopter. Red, 9th Panzer, does not get airborne forward deployment. So he could have had a Delta up to here at the start, and he could have had a Delta up to here at the start. Using the Eagle to shoot the Iglas is pretty good gameplay. I mean, it's a good tactic. And the Cubs are over here, right? So this is probably why Red's taking so long to take this zone, because he probably just assumed there'd be people in here. The 3 CVs was a really bad idea, though. He lost a lot of momentum doing that. The Delta Force cannot one-shot a BMP-2. The main problem is the Apache now, which is probably just going to kill everything. And there goes the zone. I mean, he really should have reinforced this. He just completely gave up on it. And that's bad news now, because now, like, depending on how fast he takes Dimitri, he might end up behind. Yeah, it looks like he's going to end up behind, because he's taken a bit too long here. I'm not sure what to say. If he bought that Recon Helo that we know is in his deck from the deck review, then he would probably lose it to the F-15. But yeah, just not reinforcing this at all. Defending's easier than attacking. You can still do your thing over here and have some defenses here. Because now he's honestly in danger of losing this point. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. Okay, so now he's finally buying stuff for it. But yeah, losing that, it really didn't have to happen. And it looks like he's probably going to lose this as well. Just poor purchasing decisions. The triple CV was not ideal. And yeah, depending on how fast he caps this, I mean, he will probably end up being a bit behind. Obviously, the draw ratio is there, right? But these two counter these two. The problem is he's probably going to lose this zone, just not reinforcing it at all until now. And he was holding here, but Blue kept buying units for it, and Red didn't buy any. So that is what is going to happen. This is probably dead now. I mean, what could he have done there, really? Stayed there and waited to be shot, or, I don't know, keep falling back, maybe, but I'm not sure about that. So he's finally, like, he's just given up Ivan. And there's no zone here, and there's no zone here. I have asked for it a few times, but basically people constantly ask for things, for map changes, and so, I mean, I've not heard this from them. It's just, if I was them, I probably wouldn't listen to me either, because you've always got people constantly complaining about the maps, and sooner or later you've got to make a new map, right? If you're a map maker, and that's your job, professional map developer, whatever they want to call themselves at Eugen. There's guys who just make maps, and if you spend all your time just constantly rejigging the old maps, then you don't make any new maps. And making maps takes ages. Speaking to Kel about that, about the map he made, can't remember what it was called, Depth of Field, and he told me that took him 300 hours, which is, you know, if you think work days, 40-hour work week. If you're French, it's more like 30, so that's 10 weeks for a map. So you can make 5 maps a year, except you can't because they're French, so they only work about, 30 weeks in a year. So you can only make 3 maps a year. 3 to 4 maps a year. So you got to be very careful. And yeah, just giving up Ivan. I don't understand this at all. Like, a Recon healer would have been useful, but I don't know, the Eagle would have killed it. He just took so long to get this, and he put so much in there. And in the meantime, he's lost a +2, which is very, very important. It's much more important than these 2 +1s, right? Losing Anna, that's fair enough, but not reinforcing this. You know, a couple units there, 1 BMP, 2 here, right? 1 ATGM, 1 Igla. This isn't happening. So yeah, not fantastic. And now he's got this problem. I mean, it's only got laws, but it'll still really ruin his day here. You see how he's unloading here because he knows that he just doesn't have any vision here. Could have bought a Recon Helo for over here. I mean, obviously the Eagle, right? But you've got Cubs and Strellas. So there you go. It's going to be +4 for blue now. I don't really see what red's going to do about this. He's got a lot of units, but he's completely lost the positional war. Just not understanding the map, really. This is 2 points. This is 8, or is it 6? 2, 4, 5, 6. My bad. This is 2 points. This is 6. This is 3 times more important than this. By all means, defend Anna and push these 2, but do not lose. Do not lose Ivan, and try not to lose Anna. Defending's easier than attacking. You know, extra T-72 here. Obviously, there were toes here, right? And like, this is, if you're on the blue side and you lose Paul, you can get back in. It's not easy, but you can. And frankly, losing Paul is very, very difficult. If you're on red side, losing Ivan is not that difficult, and getting back in is almost impossible. Because you've got all this here, which the enemy puts units in, and then you've got all this forest here where you can't, you know, the enemy can put a guy in here and you can't really shoot him. You got to be careful because there might be somebody up here shooting you, and so you tend to come over here, at which point the ATGMs are getting you, so it's just going to be an uphill battle for Ninth for the rest of the game. And to compound the problems, to add problems to problems, the big issue here is that he's not brought his best tool, which is the Napalm Grad, which you'll know from the deck review. He didn't bring the Napalm Grad. Napalm Grad would have been really useful. Let's say he was getting pushed here. Napalm Grad, you're not pushing me anymore, it's on fire. Same here. Napalm Grad this. You can't... Napalm Grad in the buildings doesn't do anything. So this is going to be a real pain in the neck now. I'm not sure what he's going to do about this. So here we go. The Chinook-based ATGMs are sort of working out. Can you still see that? I think he's just lost vision on it. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, obviously, regular MLRS would be cool here too, but he's got to get loads of units on the field now. I mean, the enemy's on a +4, and 101st Airborne on the attack is not very strong. 101st Airborne on the defense is very strong because you got to deal with these Apaches, which are behind the lines, and they've got these Hellfires with 2,800 meters range. You'll note that the Strela 10M has 2825, right? The Igla's not so bad at 2650. The Cub's got 2825. So the point is that you've got to be, when this can shoot you, when you can shoot this can shoot you. And usually, you know, if the defensive player is smart, he's got it behind his guys. So when you move forwards to shoot this helicopter, you die, and if you got to move your AA up, it's very difficult to micro it properly. I think Jurgen's doing a decent job here. Like he's got things on both sides, right? It's not over for him. He's got some recon.
Hello, I like money.
Colby, I'm subscribed to the channel.
Thank you for subscribing to the channel. It's free and it really helps me out. As you know, I'm about to become unemployed, so I really do appreciate whatever support you can throw my way. I took too long to write the thesis. I've not finished it yet, and they're going to stop paying me because, you know, I've overstepped. My fault, I suppose. Anyway, good push here. If you get the delta up to here, it gets a lot harder. Although this BMP2, if it came around to here, could solve this problem really fast. Because if you're here, right, and he's doing it, then hopefully this can't shoot you, and this can't shoot you. Well, I mean, that actually would be able to. You'd have to be a bit further back, I suppose. But yeah, he can shoot that now. And yeah, the igloo was at the front, which ain't great. So yeah, this is pretty rough for red. I mean, he's got to sort this out, but there's so much here. And I'm really surprised that there's not a Kiowa like here, but I guess you got to watch out for the Cubs. So mortar's up for smoke. So it's interesting. I've never actually seen the red side be able to. I'm pretty sure these change, by the way. When I say the red side, it's not always right, you know, because if you go in a lobby, you pick blue or red, and then it can be on the opposite sides. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to check that. But anyway, the current red side. I've never seen red be able to take this back, to be honest. Although, I mean, blue lost a lot of his momentum by spawning a bunch of units and leaving them back here, and buying 2 arty pieces, although, you know, I don't really fault him too much for this. This isn't that expensive. That's 1 minute income. Mortars for smoke. So I do like the smoke plays, you know, red smoking, blue smoking. The idea is both sides are trying to smoke off the enemy fire support. So you see red's trying to push up this, so he smokes this, and then he'll move the smoke back, presumably, whereas blue is trying to defend this, so he wants to smoke off the BMP2s and stuff which are here, forcing them forwards, and then they get blown up, like that. I'm not sure how that happened, given that this only has 16 pen, but... okay. And these have 20% ECM, which makes them kind of difficult to deal with. They tend to do a lot of missing. Needs some supply up for this, he's got it. Earns in. This is a pretty cool attack. I mean, I think red's outdone himself here. He's got to get this ATG... well, he's got to get up a little bit, but the problem is that BMP2 died. I didn't really see how. And to be honest, I mean, he's got lots of units here not really doing anything. I know this guy's got the micro. We've seen him around. These units could be pressuring this, because if you can get this... obviously, it's not easy, but there's literally nothing there. Yeah, this Apache's overextended, but the Mulder... not the best anti-helo. Adi evac it the wrong way, like he should have brought it round here, because obviously this is where all the enemies are, like that was really daft. He should have, like once he'd shot it, he should have turned left. But yeah, he's got a lot of stuff here, just not really doing anything, and if he managed to take this, then there'd be no more reinforcements coming in here, or there would be less reinforcements, fewer reinforcements. But I mean, it's easy for me to point out the mistakes. It's very difficult to do an attack on this scale while trying to attack over here, but I know he can. I'm pretty sure he used to play StarCraft or something. He's pretty good at these sorts of games. I've seen him around. So, and yeah, Captain Scout, I've seen him around. I'm pretty sure he only plays 101st. I might be wrong. I'm trying to remember if I played against him myself. I must have done. 101st is a bit of a weird division. Anyway, 155mm, getting some kills there. Like this CV could be next to them, and then they would have, they would reload and shoot faster. Like the CV isn't doing anything, so it might as well be next to them. Although you've got to keep moving these for counter batteries. So what you do is you click the CV, hold, click F, and then click on the transport, because you'll always be able to follow the transport. You can't follow the unit that gets loaded into the transport. You'll lose the vision. So here we go. You're going to enjoy taking the zone back, so I assume this will get in. He's still got to watch out for this, right? I mean, this is not great. He's not had the chance to buy any proper arty, which would be useful against this, right? Imagine an RM70 Napalm Grad on that. Oh, there you go, he put the CV next to it. And Diving that is pretty risky, but he gets it, so it pays off. He's got 4 fighters and 4 cubs. I don't know if he's lost any cubs yet. Could have sworn he... Oh yeah, he's got 6 cubs, I remember now. This should have evac'd as soon as those 3 eagles showed up. Bit of a miss micro there, I think he just sort of forgot about it. This is our round, so it can't shoot. This was on attack move, so it lost its tracking. It might have got a hit there. Still wouldn't have killed it, but would have taken it out for a while. And yeah, okay, so red takes this back. Pretty impressive, especially given that half his guys aren't doing anything. It's actually he just built this army up from scratch over the course of the last 20 minutes. You see it's run out of autocannon ammo, and this is a big problem. So basically he's got to sort this out, he's got to sort this out, and then he has to attack here. And it's just so... It would have been so much easier for red if he was on this side. Although, you know, it's like... Yeah, it definitely would have. I mean, basically, this is harder to lose. And this is harder to lose. Much harder to lose this one than it is this one. So yeah, not fantastic. The map, not fantastic. But honestly, I don't really play ranked to prove anything, and you shouldn't either, because this game does have a lot of RNG in it. You can lose whole games from just losing your fighters. People can sort of cope about whether or not that's why you lost, but if you buy a 285 point fighter and it dies on its first thing, or you buy a 400 point strike eagle and it dies on its first pass to 2 cubs, right? That's not your fault. So these have to be careful. He did actually manage to land... Well, he survived it. I mean, it's not landed it. It's a shame this doesn't have ammo. Okay. Just too much here. I mean, he's got 6 cubs, right, and 7 Strela 10Ms, so in his deck. Here we go. Okay, so he's starting to form this up now. He's actually starting to attack. It is hard to do both things at once. It's very difficult. Like, defending 2 places is easy because you just sit there and you UTGM shoot people. Pioneer Flam going in hard there. Should win because of the Flam part. You can have 14 men all you want, but infantry small arms aren't particularly useful. Although it seems to be missing a lot. It's not actually hitting him. There we go. Basically, you want him to move. I mean, it's still missing. You want him to move, but it just missed like 4 shots in a row there. Now it's getting stunned and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, red, he's running out of time. There's a 13.56 difference here. This is why I spoke about trying to push this, but it's not easy. It's not easy, but he's got the AA, right? So he could get the cubs up to here and then try and hit this and then hit that. I mean, obviously, it's very, very difficult when there are Apaches coming, but the enemy, which he doesn't know about, but the enemy doesn't actually have any bombers. This is the issue with the Flam. You attack move, and then it runs into its own fire and starts taking damage. It is taking damage right now. As you can see, that little bar slowly ticking down there. I mean, it's not much damage, but it's a bit of damage. At least I think it was taking damage. So, CV leader in here. I mean, for blue now, it's more about defending. I assume he's seen this. This is a big problem for him. Oh, the tank CV getting engaged there is not ideal. But yeah, I mean, it's just a shame that Jurgen didn't defend this and didn't really defend this. He could have had his cake and eaten it if he just put less here. Obviously, we have perfect vision, and he doesn't. But there was nobody here, and he put so many, like 3 CVs for it and all this, you know, a big overinvestment. I think he's probably going to lose line of sight there, yeah, because the buildings, but... Right, Apache's up, so this is what we were waiting for. Oh, okay, Igla hits it. So that, I mean, he's got to get back, really. Oh, he's going to get side shot. Yeah. Now this might get side shot. He's got smoke. Misses at that time. Yeah, difficult to push into Apaches. You need fighters, like these two. He should really dive that. Oh, it's dead. Okay. I was going to say, because the AA will be here, but yeah, Eagle's coming out now, and he's going for the Igla. Double Cub should mess that up a lot, and the Igla tries to get the revenge on it. They are on a tap move, so when it left the range there, you see how the missiles curved off a bit. I don't know if they just missed anyway, to be honest. So that actually gets out, which is pretty unlucky for red. That should have died, really. I guess these fighters weren't really in position, you could say, but like 2 Cubs at close range should really have got that. Anyway, the Cubs got to be careful here. The Meep's coming around the corner. Diverse individual's probably going to get meat to death. Okay, he's going for an SPW-70. Oh, missing 2 on that. That's just bad luck. That is just bad luck. I mean, that really should have hit that. It's got a 25% chance of missing both. And then, sadly, he evac'd it over here. He should have pulled it this way because, obviously, there's going to be loads of AA here. So, T-72 gets in. Pretty ballsy, but it was the right move. And over here, yeah, he's got an infestation problem. See what happens here. I mean, like, all these guys are quite low, and he's not actually pushed up. Like, these 2 should, like, certainly the Recon and the diverse individual should be over here. T-72 is getting hit by Hellfires now. I don't know if he used his smoke already. He might have done. I think he did. He's missed twice though. Probably not going to miss a third. Oh, okay, that's pretty unlucky actually. It shouldn't really be missing like that. So he goes in for that. He's probably going to die for it. Can't see him survive. And the double chappy. No, okay. Eagle probably get him. It's not being micro properly, but you've also got the range thing. I mean, it should be in range here if... okay, just sort of microed badly there. So he's up here, and he's on +2 now, and he's accomplished something pretty difficult to do, to tell you the truth. He's cut this here, which is not easy. This is overextended. I think he was panicking, trying to get it in for the Green Berets. And yeah, I mean, gets hit by the Eagle there. And he's actually been pushed out here because he didn't really reinforce it. I mean, he's bringing stuff up now, but... No, this is probably going to get tagged by... Oh, okay, survives that. Eagle's probably... No, it's not going for it. So, that Green Berets leader has to retreat out of that building right now. This thing lost its bombing, lost its targeting. Could have got that Green Berets leader there, but there you go. I mean, Captain Scout, he's done a good job taking that back. This is pretty scary, though, for him. I mean, this T-72 is just coming up behind him here. Trying to cut the zones. And there isn't really... I mean... Okay, so he gets it, the SU. He's probably going to lose it to the double chappy. I'd be surprised if he didn't. Okay. It's just such a joke in this game. It's just no interaction goes the way it should because it's all RNG. Anyway, this guy gets 6 AT4s, so this is really bad news. Really bad news. This hasn't... it is getting into the zone now. Igla's almost out. Gotta be careful of that Apache. One Cub in the open, the other one must have died. Really wild game. I mean, this is in a good spot, but it'll probably get forced out because that Meep's gonna see it. Has he got smoke mortars? I guess he could, like... I don't think that's got the range, really. No. Okay. So, yeah, this guy, he's getting all the AA, which is really bad news, and the supply and stuff. So, HE bomber should kill him. Down it goes. And now it's even Stevens. Really interesting game, though. This is a problem. I mean, does he have an AT plane? This would be a good opportunity for an AT plane. You got to make sure you don't pull it over this, though. And Red's back on the offensive. 13 minutes left. Needs to sort this out. Yeah, crazy. I thought he was donezoed, to be honest. I thought Blue would be able to keep this easily, especially with his high HP infantry. I suppose he just bought the wrong things. Having half his guys just sat back here not doing anything for ages was not great. And, like, you know... Yeah, if he'd had a couple more of those 14-man squads here, a bit more of that smoke mortar, he'd be golden. The other thing Blue didn't do is... you know, he didn't respect the fact that Red had a bunch of guys over here, so this was empty. He moved everything up. Even if he'd had one TOW 2 in here, could you imagine how much differently that push would have gone? If there was one TOW 2 in here, he would have killed one and then dropped back, you know, killed another, etc. CV running for its life there, away from the shots. Tank probably about to get smacked. I guess the Igla's first on the chopping block. This guy, not having a great time. His reinforcements need to reach him, really, but He doesn't know what's over here. Like, there could be a tow over here. I mean, we know there's one here. I guess he's just going to smoke this. He's got recon and stuff, so he can probably see it. But yeah, this Apache is eventually going to kill that tank. And we know he's got 5 fighters. Upvetting your fighter's always sad. Like, I upvetted my fighter once, and then I had 5 instead of 6, and then I ran out. Just because of RNG and stuff. Like, even if you upvet, sometimes you still lose it, because it is RNG based, and so it doesn't really matter. You know, one thing, you don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try, etc. So, yeah, he's got to be careful now, because the Strelas are interfering with the... or entering tow range, and this thing has quite a high accuracy. That missing was reasonably lucky, but he's got to get behind the building. He's not doing that. He's reversing this way, which means he's going to get shot, which is really not great. If only he'd gone behind this building, he would have been okay, but he needs to keep those alive because of the Apache. So where are the purchases coming in now? Okay, so he's trying to secure this. I don't know if that's... I mean, obviously we have perfect vision. I suppose it does make sense to get an ATGM up here because, yeah, this could have come this way and just taken that zone. There's nobody there. This T-72, I think, ran out of smoke a long time ago. So it's +2 for Jurgen, but I think he's about to lose it. I think this Meep's going to get in here. Credit to him, though. I mean, he's playing the game of his life. I thought it'd be over, but he's trying to come back in here. Phalangers trying to shoot the Meep. At these ranges, Eagle's going in on that hind there. Bomber going in on the Abrams. I think he's going to miss. No, he's not. He hit, well, it was a partial hit. These Chappie, if he's paying attention, he can get 2 Chaparrals there. That's huge. That's 270 points. Oh, he missed because he was moving, and now he's stopped, but the enemy's going to get a shot. Oh, he should have kept going backwards. That's not going to work out. Yeah, I mean, it's got a higher base accuracy. I know they were both low cohesion, but you just can't take risks like that. It's not going to work out. So he loses the CV, and then this will neutralize this. Even if it dies fast to this, he's going to get neutralized there. He's missing because he's fast moving. He's only got 45% accuracy. So he gets him. But it's neutral, so it's still +1 for red. 10 minutes left. Will this get the second one? I mean, it might. Yeah, it will. I missed. There you go, got it. This Meep, crazy position. What an excellent game. This has actually been a really good game. The person who sent me this said this was an example of a bad game. I'm not sure what he meant. This is one of the best games I've seen. Absolutely crazy turns. I mean, it's still in the air, right? I mean, red could still do it. Blue's front line's basically collapsed. Like we said, blue on the offense, not great at all. You know, these T-72Ss, they don't mess around. But yeah, there's still people here. The Chinooks with the miniguns are actually really good. Very, very strong. And yeah, he needs to get a CV up here, but it's not easy. Oh, he's going for the... oh, the Eagle... No, the Eagle didn't get him. No, it did! It just evac'd him. 1 bomb drops, and it survives! I think he's going to get out. So he's trying to send this up. It's not got much HP. I think if the Eagle strafes it, it would die, to tell you the truth. This is just out of rounds. If this came through here, it would kill them all. That AT-4 is probably going to win that fight. Yeah, he's going to try and strafe it. Oh, it worked! I was right. Like I said, I don't watch these beforehand. This guy needs to be in this building, really. Spot for that BMP-2. Take out those Aero Scouts. But yeah, this is very, very annoying. It's difficult to deal with. I mean, this is something that 101st can do that a lot of divs can't do, right? Because you got a heli drop here because you can't really drive up here. I mean, you could try, but it would take a lot longer. What I find strange is that the scout guy isn't selling his helos. He could get a lot more units on the map if he sold his helos. I suppose he wants the map presence. I mean, there's something to be said for that, having the ability to just... Because, like, the enemy has to put AA everywhere. Although, you know... What? Is that full HP before that hit it? Yeah, it was. I mean, these have 3 top armor, which makes them more resilient to artillery, but I mean, that's just corrected shot at quite a close range. I mean, these are really far moved up. Imagine if he got the bombs off on that T-72 would still be alive. So still +1 for red. I think he needs more. I think he needs a +2 at least. I wonder if blue's got... I was going to say, if he's got some smoke mortars, he could smoke this, because right now it's not great running. I mean, he basically can't run across here, at least until the helo's dead, but even then the BMP2 would get him. So, yeah, Delta Force here is actually doing him a lot of favours. I mean, he sees everything coming in. This reinforcement road is blocked by that. Toe 2 there. And now that these BMP2s are here, well, it depends. I mean, they might just get shot by AT4s, but no, I think he's going to lose at least one of these to an AT4 here before the crew gets out. Yeah, he's just unloading too close there. And then it routes, and then the crew doesn't... You can't get him out. You can't get him out once they're routed, so he might, I think he's going to lose all 3 BMP2s there. So that's very sad, because this... Yeah, he loses them all. Like, if those 3 had been alive, yeah, if he'd unloaded a bit sooner, perhaps, and then got them back here, this would never get across here. But as it stands, this guy's run out of rockets, and the Yak-B isn't very good, so... And presumably a plane will come and shoot this in a second. So, red needs to get a CV in here, because I think a +1 isn't enough, but... it's just not... He can't really do it. I mean, he could try running it... To be honest, if you just run it down here, it would work. The last one got strafed, right? So yeah, it looks like he's... Oh no, the Delta Force, though. The Delta Force is here. And yeah, using these Chinooks, like the... I mean, that's obviously not worked, really. It is a powerful idea. Supply going down there from the BMP-1. More CVs, so we spoke about in the deck review how blue had 8 CVs, and that's really paying for itself now. Putting the tank CV at the front is not great. Yeah, these, like, I thought one of them was supposed to be here or something, but looks like blue just isn't going for this at all. Just interested in defending what he's got and trying to take it back, as opposed to, like, he's not tried this at all. He's got lots of helicopters he could have scout. Like, I mean, isn't the whole point of these to scout positions? Could scout that there's nobody here. The Ziggler's out. So blue gets back in, and that'll stop the tick. So there's only 5 minutes left. Jurgen and Joy's got to pull something out of the bag here. I think he'll get this. Like, this is out of rounds. And he does. So these guys should be able to just roll in there. I mean, look how much armor they've got. Just don't put the CV one first, and you'll be alright. This is out of rounds. I mean, obviously he's not to know, but he won't even see it. That was weird. I'm not really sure what that was going with. This is on attack move. You'll see that this next missile will miss. But yeah, I mean, if this had left that range, which it didn't actually, then that missile definitely would have missed. Instead, it was a near miss, but so it gets the suppression. So yeah, he's fast pathing. He's got to get in here. I mean, to be honest, he's got to get to here. But yeah, here we go. Blue with the smoke manages to get in on this side. He's got a CV here. He needs to send this in really, but there's a lot here. The 81mm and so on. It's very difficult to deal with this. I'm not sure. I'm not sure he can. I mean, that's going to be now +4 for red, even if he takes this and takes this. And taking this isn't very likely because there's 2 meeps coming now. In the time, I don't think he's got enough time. These are trying to get to the buildings. I assume he's going to try and bomb this area. No. I don't know. Can't tell what he's trying to do there. This helo doesn't really have the HP to be doing this. So yeah, he's trying to get it. He won't get the CV though because the CV isn't there, it's in here. But you'll get a lot of infantry. So now he's got to find this. He's got to find it. And the T-72 should beat the Meeps. Meeps are not very good for the price. I mean, this is so much cheaper. It's better. I mean, it's not got the range, but... and then, yeah, he's going to lose that. He's got to find this. He's got to find it. So he's sending the grenade launchers in. It's a shame he never had the time to buy that Acacia. You know, this is the best way to deal with these, is just to artillery them. Yeah, he's got to push. He's got 3 minutes. He can do it. I mean, it's possible, but every second he waits, more toes show up. So, like, he will get this eventually. I'm not sure what the minimum range is on the grenade launchers. To be honest, I mean, the fact that he had grenade launchers all this time wasn't bringing him. Like, imagine if when he was defending this, there was one grenade launcher here. That infantry would not have got in. So he's got to push. He's got to go. He probably assumes that there's infantry in here, but I mean, there's 2 minutes left. If you don't do something zany, you're just gonna lose. So you got to go. I mean, at least move the motorized out of clear. Anyway, so he gets this, and now he's got to finish securing the zone, right? But yeah, it's just a shit, because if those BMP2s hadn't all got smacked around, right, and he lost guys in the vehicles and stuff, that this wouldn't have happened, to tell you the truth. I mean, obviously the smoke would still happen. But yeah, he would have had more infantry to deal with it at the very least. So yeah, T-72's going in there. I mean, they've got less accuracy, it's worth noting. He's not smoking. He's not smoking. Yeah, now that there's 3 here, probably not gonna work. I mean, this is his engine destroyed, I guess, but yeah. He's not got time. If he had another 5 minutes, I think Blue would win this, but that's not how it works. So he'll probably get that now. I mean, he's not got time. I don't know. I don't know. He needs, like, +4. Would it even be enough with 1 minute? I would just be fast pathed in here. There's no time, but I don't know. I mean, he's probably going to lose this now because it's getting stunned up and that TOW 2 is there. There's lots of ITOs here. What a game. What a game. Pretty crazy game. But yeah, it just came down to Red just massively, like, sending 3 CVs over here. Just his early purchases were a bit odd. He massively overinvested here. And then he didn't defend. Like, if he just put 1 full ticks income into Anna, which is difficult to do, you know, you gotta. It's a big risk. If he'd just done that, then he would have been able to hold it. And you know, if he just defended this a bit more, he would have eventually probably lost Anna, but he wouldn't have lost this. Losing this is just the end of the game if you're on this side. It is the weaker side, and this is very, very difficult to take back. Very easy to lose, very hard to take back. Well, I say easy to lose, I mean, this is a big field. But if you get pushed here and you don't reinforce it, then yes, you lose it. So yeah, +2 for Red, but it just wasn't enough. Just wasn't enough. This was a really cool game. I liked it a lot. We never got to see the supply spam. You know, the supply spam. The spam of supply. The Chinooks, the 20 Chinook mule strat. But yeah, not selling the Chinooks was interesting. Anyways, Captain Scout. Many games this patch. Many games in general. Jurgen Enjoyer. Not so many games this patch, but about the same number of games in general. I say this patch. This season has been running for like 8 months now, because that's how seasons work. And so this is like in the last 8 months. So this guy has not been playing much in the last 8 months. My stats are pretty similar actually to Jurgen's. So yeah, this was that hero BMP2 at the start, I think. Not 100% sure, might not have been, but because it's all the way up here, it probably was. No, I think this was the hero BMP2 at the start. So yeah, what can I say? Don't lose that zone. Easier said than done, right? Anyways, I'll see you around. GG.